Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about the tax-free savings account. So what is a TFSA? It's exactly that. It is when you save or invest tax-free. So currently, you are allowed to save up to a maximum of 36,000 Rand per tax year. Remember that the tax year starts from the 1st of March all the way to the 28th of February of the following year. That is considered a tax year. So you are allowed to save to a maximum of 36,000 Rand and up to a total of 500,000 over the lifetime of your savings. In Africa, you are allowed to use more than one service provider who offers tax-free savings account. But please do recall that all the monies that you contribute do add up in one financial year. So for example, if I have a total of 4 or 2 or more than one company that I use for a tax-free savings, then whatever amount that I contribute to each company is taken into consideration in one financial year. You do need to take into consideration though that should you contribute into your tax-free savings more than the 36,000 Rand allowance, you are charged up to 40% of the excess amount contributed. Okay, so if the maximum amount allowed is 36,000 Rand and I contribute a total of 40,000 Rand, then I will be charged up to 40% tax on the excess amount, which is in this case would be the 4,000 Rand. So please bear that in mind. So guys, one of the biggest mistakes that I used to do in the past regarding the TFSA was that I would withdraw money out of the account. Okay, so for example, I would contribute an amount of 30,000 Rand in one tax year, but now within the 30,000 Rand that I had contributed, I would withdraw an amount of 10,000 Rand. So with the TFSA, remember there is a lifetime limit that you can contribute up to 500,000 Rand. So whatever amount that you take out does not count or cannot be replaced with each contribution that you do. I hope that makes sense. So I contribute 30,000 Rand, I take out 10,000 Rand, ne? So what's left in that tax year? 20,000 Rand, ne? But now when it goes to the next tax year, I can't say, okay, the last tax year I took out 10,000 Rand, so I'm going to replace it this year by contributing 40,000 Rand. It does not work like that. If the limit is 36,000 Rand and you contribute a maximum of that tax year of 36,000 Rand, but within that 36,000 Rand, you decide to withdraw 6,000 Rand, you cannot replace that 6,000 Rand in the following tax year. Ne? So in the following tax year, you can only contribute the maximum of 36,000 Rand. So you cannot say, okay, I'm contributing the maximum of 36,000 Rand, but now I want to replace that 6,000 Rand that I withdrew. It does not work like that, guys. It does not work like that, unfortunately. So whatever it is that you take out of your tax-free savings account cannot be replaced. It cannot be replaced. I hope that makes sense, guys. I'm trying to explain it as simple as possible. Ne? Okay, let me give another typical example. So you are allowed to contribute up to 36,000 Rand. Ne? So let's say a tax year is 12 months, obviously. I contribute 10,000 Rand by June. I contribute 10,000 Rand by September, so that's a total of 20,000. And then in October, from the 20,000 that has already been contributed for that year, in October I decide that no, I want to take out 5,000 Rand. And then now there's a balance of 15,000 Rand from the 20,000 Rand because I took out 5,000 Rand. But when my next contribution before the tax year ends, I have to unfortunately be able to contribute only 16,000 Rand. Remember, I contributed 10,000 rand and another 10,000 rand, which is 20,000 rand. And from the 20,000 rand, I withdrew 5,000 rand. So there's a balance of 15,000 rand, but I had contributed 20,000 rand. So the months or whatever time that is left within that tax year, I am only able to contribute a balance of 16,000 rand, because 20 plus 16 equals 36,000 rand. I cannot now say, okay, I want to contribute the 16,000 rand and that 5,000 rand that I took out. It does not. Tax year starts from the 1st of March all the way to the 28th of February of the following year. Okay? So now let's say in March I contribute 10,000 rand. So I have a total of 10,000 rand. In June I contribute another 10,000 rand. So I had contributed a total of 20,000 rand now. But now in July, I decide, no man, I want to withdraw an amount of 5,000 rand. So from the 20,000 rand that I had contributed, I withdraw 5,000 rand, meaning the balance is 15,000 rand. But the balance of what I had contributed is originally 20,000 rand. So that is in June, July. Ne? And then December, I decide, okay, I'm going to contribute the 16,000 rand. Remember, then I contribute 16,000 rand. So meaning by December of that year, I would have maxed out the maximum of that current year. Meaning by December, I would have contributed a total of 36,000 rand. But now, I took out that 5,000 rand and I still have January and February. I cannot, however, contribute that 5,000 rand until the next tax year. Okay? So if I contribute a total of 36,000 rand in the 12 months, I cannot contribute anything further. Even if I had withdrawn, I cannot replace that amount that I had withdrawn within that one tax year. If I do whatever amount, if I do decide, okay, I'm going to put in that 5,000 rand in January or in February, I am going to be taxed that 5,000 rand. I'm going to be taxed. So guys, the beautiful thing about tax free is exactly that. It is tax free, guys. You know, you do not pay tax on any interest that you receive. You do not pay tax on any dividends that you receive. You do not even pay tax, guys, for saving. So I personally believe a compound interest is a wonder, is another wonder of the world. Guys, you can contribute up to 500,000 rand, like I had indicated before. But the magic of investing, or the magic of the TFSA, is that you do not get taxed on any interest that you receive on the amount that you contributed. You do not get taxed on any dividends that you receive on the amount that you had contributed. Okay, let me put it like this. I saved a total of 36,000 rand in one tax year. So I was a good girl. I saved my 36,000 rand. So that 36,000 rand stays 36,000 rand. And then whatever interest that 36,000 rand accumulates does not get taxed. Whatever interest, guys, okay. Whatever interest, whatever income, that interest on that amount that I saved in the TFSA is not taxed. So when I say the beautiful thing about the TFSA is that the amount or the money is not taxed, it's exactly that. And now that's when compound interest works. Remember, for this to work, you need to give it time. For compound to work for you, you need to give it time. So for someone who is starting to save today, for example, for you to reach the limit of the 500,000 rand, by saving a total of 36,000 rand per annum, it would take you about 13 years and 8 months, ne? So for you to reach the limit of 500,000 rand, which is the lifetime limit, with a maximum contribution of 36,000 rand in a tax year, it will take you exactly 13 years and 8 months. So guys, the beauty of a tax-free savings is exactly that. Whatever amount that you contribute is tax-free. Whatever interest that you receive on your contribution is tax-free. Whatever dividends that you receive on that income is tax-free. So guys, it's a wonder of the world. Remember, we're also talking about compound interest, né? So remember, compound interest is your friend if you give it time. So remember, in an event that you are not able to contribute the full 36,000 rand in one tax year, that's not a problem, because as long as you do not reach the lifetime limit of 500,000, if you contribute 36,000 rand in a year, you would be able to reach it in 13 years and 8 months. But for example, if I'm able to contribute maybe 10,000 rand in this year, I'm still working towards reaching the lifetime limit of 500,000 rand. So if you're not able to reach the 36,000 rand, it's not a problem. The problem comes in when you over contribute, meaning that in one tax year you contribute an amount that is over 36,000 rand, like I had explained before about that penalty tax that you are then charged. Okay, so guys, I really do not want this video to be too long. I just wanted to say, like, saving and investing is the way to go. You know, your financial wellness is in your hands. You know, remember, I like saying, start where you are and start with what you have. Like, literally guys, start with what you have. Imagine having a tax-free savings account or a tax-free investing account. There are so many companies that offer this. The banks offer this product. There are so many companies, financial institutions that offer this product. So the 4 companies that I was using, or that I am using, is A, Ellen Gray, B, Coronation, C, Easy Equities, and D, Fed Group. You can check out their website, see what products and services they offer, see which one works best for you, and remember to start where you are and start with what you have. Until the next one, ciao.